guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we are jumping back into the legendary Vegeta event to get another one of the missions done. And today we are going to do the Joined Forces mission. So we have actually started off with one of our rotations set up here, which is going to be the AGL LR Kale and Caulifla, and then the Tech Kale and Caulifla. So obviously both of them stack. And the AGL Kale and Caulifla, it's pretty much going to be a throwback to their heyday when the original legendary Goku event released, because obviously they get an additional super attack when they're facing a pure Saiyan enemy, and they get an additional super attack when they're facing a Universe Survival Saga enemy. So some of the phases of the Vegeta, depending which form he's in, won't count as Universe Survival Saga, but by the time we get to the end, we'll be getting plenty of additional super attacks, so get used to seeing Kale and Caulifla's super attack animation. And obviously, by the time they get to the end, they're going to have ridiculously high defense. I did bring along the Physical Saiyaman 1 and 2 as a support unit. And as you can see here, we are going to use the STR Vegeto, and then we are going to use the Tech Gogeta as our secondary rotation. So unfortunately, Tech Gogeta was in slot 7 here, so we are going to have to get that rotation sorted out. But those two don't stack, so it's not as important really for that rotation to be fully set up straight away from the beginning. And then of course we are running double LR Blue Evolution Vegeta and Blue Kaioken Goku as the leader. The friend is level 10 links Rainbow, mine is 90% level 10 links. They both have a pretty significant amount of additional. This early on in the fight, defensively, they are obviously fine after a single super attack. But of course, the more rainbow orbs you pick up with them, the more guaranteed additional normal attacks they get. And obviously, the more of those they do, the more likely they are to proc a additional super attack. And so then, of course, each of their super attacks raises their defense. So if they get a double super off, even later into the event, we aren't going to be taking a huge amount of damage. So we'll go ahead and do this. Basically, we won't plan to fuse with Tech, Kale and Caulifla. Maybe near the end. Maybe when we get to AGL, Blue Evolution Vegeta, just so we can go for that nice little bit of extra damage at the end. Or we can use it for a little bit of utility, because obviously there is no HP restriction for the fusion for Tech, Kale and Caulifla. But when you do fuse them into Kefla, you get a 60% heal. So obviously that's something that is going to be very beneficial later on. Obviously with the combo of the Vegito and Gogeta fusions, we can basically get a full heal. Because even if we're on quite low health, Vegito gives us, is it a 70% HP heal? And then that puts us up to enough HP to get the Tech Gogeta fusion, which then gives us another heal. So we basically end up on full health by the end of it. So going to have those two set up on rotation the next time that they come around after this next turn. And then obviously that rotation is going to be very, very powerful, because pre-transformation those two units have the exact same link set. So obviously they are going to be looking good. There's going to be a very significant difference in power, however, because obviously the my Vegito, they're both level 10 links, but my Vegito is Rainbow, and my Gogeta is only 55%. So putting the blue boys in slot 1 is not necessarily ideal, but I would rather make the most of the links. So we are going to go ahead and do it. Unfortunately, there's no rainbow orbs to pick up, so because these guys, they do obviously raise defense on super, but they have damage reduction. Whereas the blue boys, we really need them to get a super to raise their defense. So, of course, he supers in slot 1. 226k. Okay. Well, obviously, we have the option to fuse as early as turn 4 with the Vegito and Gogeta. But we do probably want to save it, because obviously Gogeta has the 5-turn scouter, Vegito has the 10-turn. I'll probably aim to fuse them both on the same turn. So obviously the Vegito one just, takes precedent anyway, overwrites, because it's going to last for 10 turns. I obviously want to try and aim to do that when we are going to be close to, the end of the event, where that 10 turns is basically not going to run out before we get to the very end. Because obviously the Scouter effect is a very, very powerful mechanic. Being able to see where the Blue Evolution Vegeta in the final phase is going to super attack is obviously hugely beneficial, because he does a lot of damage with his super attack, to say the very least. So, obviously, the great thing about the physical Saiyaman 1 and 2 is they do provide a nice support passive, giving everybody a nice little bit of defense. They do only support super type allies, but obviously we are running a full super type team. And then, of course, with the Kale and Cauliflas, the more we build up their defense throughout the event, the more healing we're going to get back from same type orbs from them. I really wasn't expecting another super attack in slot 1. So health started to get a little bit low. Depending on how many supers the AGL Kale and Caulifla get off though, we might actually finish him off this turn depending on if we get crits. The tech one getting the double super is a big help here. The tech Kale and Caulifla for me are only 55%, only pulled the one copy. I have not gotten around to link leveling them. I wasn't really super hyped for them. I obviously wanted to pull them so we could do some videos and whatnot, but normally whenever the new units come out, I pull them and then I immediately start link leveling them. But for tech Kale and Caulifla and Ink Kabe, I have not bothered. Because obviously like Super Vegeta has gone straight onto my link leveling team. I think most of his links are already like 4 and 5. After a short session of link leveling last night, but maybe I'll get around to doing Tech Kale and Caulifla at some point. But obviously at the moment at 55%, I probably don't see myself using them that much anytime soon. Once we've done this run, to be perfectly honest, so we'll have to see. But oh, look at this double super from Saiyaman 1 and 2, so we can actually get the finish here on. Super, is this Super Saiyan 2? Oh, is this Super Vegeta? So the next one is Super Saiyan 2, right? Yeah, and the next one is STR. So, we are on turn 6. How many more turns do we have? So, Super Saiyan 2. So, then we're going to go straight into God after this, right? So, we probably could get all the way through to the end within 10 turns here, I think. Because obviously it would be quite beneficial to get the heal this early. I don't really want to save the Gogeta one as well, because obviously the link situation. We'll double check the links here once they are actually fused. But I'm going to get the old Super Vegito out here. Obviously this is now going to give us the potential for a ton of extra damage with the support passive. Apparently we did not heal enough to get the fusion, and Vegito's not the best for tanking supers, so I think we actually probably are going to have to go ahead and do this. Not an ideal setup, but we do have the Kale and Caulifla fusion that we can sort of save over for later as well. Obviously I did bring items, but I'm not really too fussed about like deliberately going for no item runs on these runs, but I want to see like how far we can get through like without having to use one. So obviously the Vegito fusion does give us a pretty significant heal, and then the Tech Gogeta does raise defense on super attack, so the normal attacks that follow up after this should just be double digit damage. And then of course Vegito is going to raise his defense on super attack and then get some counters as well, so we should probably do a pretty significant amount of damage depending on whether we get crits. So we're going to start off with a non-crit counter, still 860k, and then another non-crit, of course. I wonder if we're going to have an issue with Vegito not critting in this entire run. Get the additional thanks to the one rainbow orb. Sadly did not pop the additional super. Wow, 63k. There's a really significant difference with how much damage they will take if you super or not. So I think what we do here is we will do this and then grab all of the tech orbs with you. Gives us a reasonable heal. And then I guess we could... we don't really need to use the active skill this early with Blue Evolution and Blue Kaioken. So we'll go ahead and do this. Kale and Caulifla's defense should be so high at this point that I imagine this super attack does very little damage, if not double digits. Yeah, 82 damage. And that's with a defense lowering effect as well. So obviously they're going to just go off here because they've got type advantage. We probably do kill him, depending on the crit situation. Oh, we don't even need crits apparently. So this next super attack could be enough to finish him. And then depending on how the hidden potential works here, because the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta I believe, is not part of the Universe Survival Saga. But then there you go. We get the additional normal attack to proc from the hidden potential off of that guaranteed super, and that takes him out. So pretty good. Alright, so I really do want to fuse Gogeta, so I think I might just heal here, because it's holding up my progress and I don't like it. So we'll go ahead and get the heal with Android 8. That then allows us to get the Gogeta fusion, get a full heal. I do love this animation. Like, obviously, it's like just straight from the anime, but even better quality, because, you know, whilst the anime looks good, it's quite old. And yeah, man, that just looks so good. So Gogeta, once we transform, obviously the 5-turn scouter effect is not exactly going to be any very beneficial, because we already are in the middle of Vegeto's 10-turn one, but he does have 30% damage reduction for the 5 turns, which is very useful. That's why we can go ahead and put him in slot 1. Because ideally, Vegeto, people do like give him a hard time for his defense post-super attack. Sorry, pre-super attack. But post-super, his defense is really solid. So, I mean, you can see here, Tech Gogeta, mine's only 55%, type disadvantage, and he's taking double-digit damage. And then, obviously, he is super effective against all types, so the fact that he has type disadvantage is not going to matter here. We even get the crit, 2.5. Obviously, he has a built-in chance to crit as well. So, I barely ever get to see his 12-key super. I love his 12-key super attack animation. It looks so cool. But obviously, because he gets like the extra key from rainbows and stuff like that, like, it's actually very difficult to miss his 18-key super. So, you only really get to see the 12-key if you actually get an additional. But I think it's really, really cool. Obviously, the like Stardust Breaker, or, you know, Soul Punisher, whatever you want to call it, is super cool. But yeah, I really love seeing that 12-key animation. But now Vegeto could just go ahead and tank for basically double digits. Obviously, Saiyaman 1 and 2 being in slot 3 as well and giving a massive defense buff is really, really helpful for Super Vegeto, just to allow these normal attacks to basically do no damage. And look at this, he's going off with the crit counters. So pretty much finished him off. And Saiyaman 1 and 2, with the type advantage, are they actually going to be able to finish the job here? Yeah, let's go. Good stuff. Alright, so now we can move on to Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. And he's going to super attack in slot 1. What is AGL Kale and Khalifa's defense at this point? Oh, just, you know, 500k. That's pretty good. So we are nearing a Dokkan attack. I think if we push same type orbs here, we might be able to get the Dokkan attack next turn. Although, ideally, I want to get as many rainbow orbs as possible for the blue boys. So we'll go up there, get 3 rainbow orbs for them. And look at that. Not only do Kale and Khalifa build up their defense, of course, with each super attack, they do also build up their dodge chance. I'd have to double check their passive. I believe the maximum is like 60% or maybe 66%. So they have a really good chance to dodge, because that will be fully built up at this point. Obviously, once we get to the final phase against Blue Evolution Vegeta, obviously dodge is disabled. But up until then, dodging supers is really the only like beneficial part. But honestly, even at this point, because I was going to say normal attacks will just do double-digit damage, but their defense is so high now that, I mean, that super attack, if they hadn't dodged, would have just done double-digit damage at this point anyway. So, Tech, Kale, and Khalifa going off in slot 2 here. Their defense wasn't terrible. It was like, what, 250, I think, when we looked. So, not too bad. Obviously, that's more than good enough for tanking the normals. And then, let's see if we can get some good additional value out of the blue boys here, because we're going to get 3 guaranteed normal attacks. Obviously, each rainbow orb also gives you a slightly higher chance to crit. So this is what you want. You want crits on these normals, because, yeah, doing 500,000 damage. I mean, they did 1.5 million damage just off of their additionals, which is pretty good. So, do we go ahead and Dokkan attack with Vegeto, because we have the type advantage? Gogeta is effective against all types, but obviously for me, Vegeto is rainbow, so it probably makes sense to get it with him. And then I think for the sake of orbs, you know what? Let's just get the 12-key super for Gogeta. Why not? And then we'll grab all of these same type orbs for the blue boys. Because obviously, pre-super, Vegeto's defense is not as good, but on this turn we got type advantage. So I'm perfectly happy to put him in slot 1. And once we're at Blue Evolution Vegeta, we could just put Gogeta in slot 1, and he's going to have type advantage. So we should be doing big damage this turn. In fact, Vegeta, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes him out here, because you know he's got his full link set active. He's Rainbow, full level 10 links. He's rocking a just under 5 million attack stat with no support. So can he finish him off here with the big old Kamehameha? I do love his super attack animation as well. I mean, his 12 key super cool as well with the Vegito sword. But yeah, 8.7 million crit. That's pretty good. So here we are. We have super attack in slot 3, slot 2. Now I could transform. Do we have 6 orbs there? We do. So let's see. I want to make sure those don't move though. So let me pick these up first. Yeah, see that top green one? I had a feeling that that was going to shift. So I don't really want to transform into Kefla unless we're going to get the 6 orbs so they get the attack bonus. So I think we might as well just go ahead and do this. And then Saiyaman 1 and 2, I'm just going to double check their super attack effects. Yeah, they do raise defense on both supers, so it actually doesn't matter which one we get. But I mean, we can only get their 12 key super attack anyway. But the defense buff that they provide obviously makes this rotation even more tanky. So I guess even with the type advantage, AGL and Caulifla probably will tank the super slightly better, because after all their supers this turn, they're going to be at like over 700k defense, I would imagine. So going to be pretty good. And of course, Blue Evolution Vegeta is definitely a Universe Survival Saga enemy. So LRKL and Caulifla now operating at their full potential here with all of the additional super attacks, which is what we like to see. I said you'd be seeing this animation a lot during this video, and yeah, there we go. So nice bunch of extra attacks, normal attack additional to end it off with a crit, and then of course nothing but double digits on the way back. 2.84 for these guys. I mean, obviously these guys with dupes and then level 10 links with next to the LR, they're obviously going to look way more impressive than this, because this really is like them at their bare minimum, right? 55%, level 1 links. So how much do we take from the super? Still 146k, wow. I feel like LRK and Caulifla actually would have just tanked that for double digit damage. So I guess we know that for the previous, for the next turn now. But and then Saiyaman 1 and 2 taking 32k. Obviously they are a little bit weaker. Now the super attack is in the last slot here. Not ideal for the blue boys to be taking a super, but I don't want to pick up all the SR. There's some at the side though, so I guess we can. So we'll do this, and then oh, well, never mind, I guess. Do this. This leaves all of these physical orbs here. I think we will. Let's just go ahead and use this. We've already used an item now anyway, right? So what's the difference? We'll go ahead and use this. Wow, really not going to pick up the physical ones. Okay. Alright, well, there you go. We get the 18 key super. So, full turn of 18 key supers here for the LRs. This is going to be a lot of damage this turn, I would imagine. So, Gogeta at 3.8. He's going to do some decent damage here. Man, I can't wait to get dupes in him. Like, obviously, this rotation with him and Vegito is very powerful, but my Gogeta's kind of letting his half of the bargain down by being only 55%. But, I mean, he's still a very solid unit. But next to the Rainbow level 10 links for Geo. And there you get to see his 12 key super again as well. Spirit Excalibur. I think it looks awesome. No crit though, sadly. So with the type disadvantage, it means we're not doing a huge amount of damage. Same with the counters. Only 360k. There we go. What's the crit giving us? Basically 2 million. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, there's a pretty significant difference there. 368k and then like 1.9 million. So I think we were right to use the Whis, because I was hoping maybe if like we really popped off like additional supers with Gogeta and Vegito and then like crit counters, we might have been able to take him out this turn. But we are definitely not going to be able to finish him off here. So how much do we actually take from this with the Whis? Because this is a very hard hitting super attack. Yeah, still 259k. Wow, that is crazy. Well, You know what that means we can do here then? Let's go ahead and fuse our Caulifla, or fuse Caulifla and Kale into Kefla, and finish off this fight. We should be done this turn. Their fusion animation is awesome as well. I'm not a huge fan of Kale and Caulifla or Kefla in general, like the characters. Not really a huge fan of the units either. I don't like this 6 orb like thing they always give them. But let's see, is there a way I can get the 6 orbs? I guess if we just grab all these greens in the middle with the LR Kale and Caulifla, we'll see how this how they fall. Yeah, unfortunately not in any massively constructive way. So they're not going to get their 60% extra attack buff, but honestly I think by the time LR Kale and Caulifla are done attacking, it's probably going to be GG here. Yeah, 4.6 mil on their first attack, and then we still have all the other ones to go, and if he survives that, then the Tech Kefla is going to attack. But yeah, I think thanks to that crit on the first big super there, I think this is probably GG, unless maybe if all of the follow-ups don't crit. But what are we going to get here? Yeah, see, if we don't get more crits, we actually might not take him out. It'd be kind of cool to see Kefla actually finish him off though, so we'll see how the RNG favours us here. Okay, yeah, we get the crit. So there we go. We take him out with LR Kale and Caulifla. Of course, crazy in this event, just like they were in the OG Goku event. And so that is the Joined Forces mission for the Legendary Vegeta event completed. So let's get our mission reward, and then we can go ahead and use our tickets on the banner. I think I have enough to do a multi, because obviously you get 5 tickets, but you need 7 to do the multi. So we get our 5 stones, we get our 5 tickets. Hopefully I had an odd number before, otherwise we'll just have to leave the ticket summon for the next one. Oh, I have 10. Alright, cool. So even after we do the next one. Right, so can we get a dupe of Angel Vegeta? I need 1 more copy of LR Angel Vegeta. I do not need any Martian Vegetas. So let's see. Oh, I went Super Saiyan, but no fusion. Because I'm assuming when Vegeta flies in, you can fuse on this banner. I would have thought so, right? We are getting an SSR, though, because we went Super Saiyan 3. So that definitely beats a 7 SR multi. So let's see. Oh, we get the STR GT Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I wonder when he'll get an easy A. Because we just got the Awakening for the tech version, and obviously he's really, really good with his Awakening. But the STR one is a little bit outdated now. Maybe I'll hang on to that copy for the future if we are going to get an easy A. But yeah, there you go. That was the Joined Forces mission done. If you've done this one already, let me know what team build you use down below in the comment section. If you want to check out the team building guide I made for any of the other stages, obviously feel free to check that out as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.